Hey guys, well it is time for the 2022 favorites. It has been a year, has it not? I just cannot believe it's already 2023. We say this every year, but seriously, like, where did the year go? It's just wild to me that it's over. Where did it go? Also, I'm kind of happy to see it go, but at the same time, it's like it just went by in a flash. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to pick one high-end, one affordable product from every category and tell you my favorites. I'll also have a video coming of a full face of high-end favorites and a full face of affordable favorites. So make sure you keep watch out for that. Okay, so I usually start my looks with eyeshadow. So let's just start there. So eyeshadow primer. This should not be a surprise. Believe Beauty is my affordable category. I love this, still have purchased it and use it to this day. I only have one negative thing to say about it. It's this last one that I got was like almost all gone when I opened it, and you know, I got through this really fast, so thankfully it's not too expensive, but still such a good deal. You can only get it at the Dollar General, so if you don't have it at a Dollar General around you, I apologize. But I do have a higher end favorite, the Rare Beauty. I just bought this on a whim just to try it out and test it. Love this stuff. It's so good. It's a little bit different than the Believe Beauty, so it's not going to be like a exact like dupe, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I do love this. It's very good. I actually am wearing it today. My shadow's applied very well over top of it. So beautiful and gorgeous, and I love it. So eyeshadow was very hard. I had a very hard time with the eyeshadow category because I love so many eyeshadows, and so I almost picked like a warm tone and a cooler tone option in each category, but I knew that was cheating, so I didn't do it. But it was hard not to. So for my affordable, the Bare Necessities from ColourPop, I reach for this all the time. I love it so much. It has just about any warm tone neutral you will ever need in it. You have all of your warm tone neutrals. You have your beautiful golds in there. You have some of these browns and you have a good black in here. It's just a beautiful palette, and it's very worn. I don't know if you can tell, but it is, and this might be my favorite shade in the palette. I wasn't even showing you right there. It's called Silk Teddy. I love that shade. So this is just one of those staple products for me in my collection. There are a lot of shades in here, so you have a variety of looks you can do, and I just love it. So this was probably my favorite affordable palette that I used this year, and it's just one that's stuck. So if you don't have this in your collection, grab it when ColourPop has a sale, because it is definitely worth the purchase. My favorite higher end palette should come as no surprise to anyone. Anybody want to guess what brand it's from? Natasha Denona, my dream palette. I love this palette. It is so beautiful. I really wanted to pick the Glam palette because here, like at the latter end of this year, I started using that like daily and it was so good. But I decided it would probably be best to go with this because I have used this quite a bit lately since I got it, and it's just so beautiful and perfect. I have the purples on my eyes today. Are they not gorgeous? I love purple shadows. So I stayed kind of on this side of the palette. Gorgeous, perfect. This and the Glam palette are two of my favorites from her. So I have a lot of favorites from Natasha, but if I had to pick two, I guess those would be my two. So love it. It's gorgeous, beautiful, spectacular, wonderful, all those good words you can put with this palette. So you have so many gorgeous shades in here, and so many ways you can go. You can go with the purples, you can go with like a more like neutral look with some of these shades. You can go like, you've got a black in here, a deep black, and then a deep brown, and you can also do like a warmer tone look, so you kind of have it all in one palette here. So that's very nice to have, and I just really love this. I love this whole collection, and I think it was one of her best collections yet. So very beautiful, and love this. Usually after I do my eyes, we move on to the face, so let's just go there. For primer, my favorite drugstore primer, the one I've reached for the most, is probably my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I've even lost the lid to it. That's how good it is. It is so, like, it fills in my pores. It gives me that tacky base to start with. It's one of the best. I love this and the Poreless Putty, but this is actually one I reach for quite a bit. You can kind of see that I've reached for this quite a bit. So just a really good product, and I'm impressed with a lot of e.l.f.'s things. I just really love them, and this is just one of those products that I feel like is a staple for my collection, and if you haven't tried it, you should. High-end primer. This was one that, and in the beginning I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know about this, but my only holdback and drawback in it was my pump. I hated the pump on it. But this is the Vanish Airbrush Primer. It's been laying on its side, so it's a little weird, but I've used quite a bit. I'd say I'm at least down to here, maybe even lower, but at least down to there. So I'm actually wearing this today as well, and it is so pore filling and smoothing and gorgeous, and I just love it. One of the best primers I've ever used in my life, and it is so expensive. I'm still trying to use it sparingly because I don't want to repurchase, but I just might one day, just might. So one of the best. I love this so very much. I think it is so great, and it's silky smooth when you put it on. It's just like, it's beautiful. Foundations. So this one didn't come out this year, and this may have actually been my favorite last year or even the year before. I don't know, but I've repurchased a couple of these, and this one is almost out. This is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. I love this foundation. I use it all the time. This shade is actually one of the better shades I have in my collection. It's 070 Warm Cashew. I love this foundation. It is so beautiful, and I am an oily person, but you will see most of my things here are not necessarily for oily people. So this hydrating foundation was just absolutely beautiful on the skin. It wears gorgeously throughout the day. I pair it with some of my favorite, you know, setting products, and it just works beautifully. So if there is one product you get in this video, I would say get this one. However, I love all of these products, but this is just one that has stood the test of time for me. This is my second bottle. I never go through foundation like this. Never. Ever, 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 because I have so much. And this is one that I truly went through so very much. So this one's good. My favorite high-end foundation, NARS Light Reflecting. I use this so much, and it is so beautiful. And when I first got it, I was like, I don't know, is it gonna wear well? And it does. It wears beautifully. I'm wearing it now. It is just beautiful on the skin. It wears flawlessly. The tone, like my hand is gonna look a little different, but as far as like my neck, it looks good as far as I'm concerned. I just love this foundation. It's one of my favorites in my collection. I will use it time and time again. I've shaken it up so much I can't actually see how much I've used, but I'd say it's quite a bit. So if there's anything you want to purchase high-end, I would say purchase this. This is one of the good ones. I was actually telling my boss the other day, I was having a phone call with her, and we were talking makeup because we like to do that. And I said, this is one you should try because it is so good. And she has dry skin and I have oily skin, but this is what I feel like just kind of like spans the whole spectrum, because I don't feel like it's geared toward one or the other. Like, I feel like it's so good for all skin types. And like I said, my setting products are really what holds it for me, but also just the foundation itself. But as far as like the oil and things like that, that's, you know, foundation, or I'm sorry, primer, and then the setting is what helps that. So beautiful, love this. It's gorgeous. Let's talk concealer. I love concealer. I don't know if you guys know that or not. This definitely didn't come out this year, I don't think, but it's one that I have reached for time and time again this year, and I'm surprised that I have any left, to be quite honest. It is so good. It's the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer. It is beautiful. It wears beautifully on the skin. It gives such a beautiful coverage. I wear the shade Light Nude. It's just kind of like a paddle doe foot that's a little slanted there, but it is beautiful. It looks great under the eye. I don't feel like it's too drying under my eyes because I always have that issue, and I don't have that with this. So This is also a great buy. And I took a long time to actually purchase this. I used to wear the foundation all the time. Like, that was my go-to foundation. Of course, that was way back before I had this extensive collection that I have now. I think I do have the foundation in this. It's obviously not a favorite because I'm not sure if I have it or not. But it's not because it's not good. It's just that I have others that I go for. This is really good though. I reach for this all the time. It's really, really good. Favorite high-end concealer. This is actually new to my collection, but I have not used another concealer since I got it. That's how good this is. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I have the shade Cotton Candy. I love this. It is so good. It is beautiful. Let me show you the doe foot on this. Like, it's kind of like a big daddy doe foot. And I like a big doe foot. I really started just concentrating my concealer under my eyes. I don't put it all over my face like I used to because I felt like it was just too much on my skin, and it was with the oiliness in my T-zone, I didn't need to put more concealer there for it to just kind of break apart and all that. So I've just, you know, been using less, but I love this. It makes my under eyes brighter. It just looks gorgeous and I love it. So if you're looking for a new higher end concealer that's not as inexpensive, if you want something cheaper, go for Milani. But if you are looking to spend just a little bit of money, get this one. I forget the price on it. I'm sorry. I did get it on sale when it was the Black Friday deals or whatever was going on. I forget, but I did get it on sale, so I don't remember the exact price. But I love this. It is so good, and I just, Huda Beauty is one of my favorite brands too, so you'll see a lot of Huda in my collection, and it's just really, really good. So great concealer. Even though it is the I think it's like luminous matte, I don't usually like a matte concealer, but this, I feel like I have it on today actually. Here we go. It doesn't dry on my under eye. It looks good under the under eye, and it's beautiful. It wears beautifully, covers beautifully. It's superb. My favorite cream bronzer. This one I actually did try this year, and it's one of my favorites. It's the ColourPop Super Shock. I think these were like a relaunch for them, but I use the shade Get Sandy. It's the bronzer. I don't know if I even said that, but it's the bronzer. And I love this, and it's been used quite a bit. I don't know if you can tell, but it has been used quite a bit. I love this so much. I love the putty, the Super Shock, not the putty, but the Super Shock line from ColourPop is amazing. It is so beautiful on the skin. It wears beautifully, looks great. It can go under or over powder. I just love this. It's really, really good, and it's definitely my favorite like affordable cream bronzer of the year. My only complaint is I wish they were bigger. Just make them a little bit bigger. A bronzer, I like big bronzer, so this is just gorgeous. I love it. My favorite cream high-end bronzer is Rare Beauty. I love Rare Beauty. It is so gorgeous. I love the stick. It's so easy to just apply, or even, you know, get your brush on there and then apply, but I just usually apply it directly to the skin. I have the shade Power Boost, and it is so gorgeous on the skin. I love this. It is so, so pretty. So if you haven't tried this, what are you waiting for? I've used quite a bit of it. If you can't tell, it's very worn and loved. I just love this. I think it is so gorgeous, and it is perfect in every way. It blends beautifully, looks flawless, all the things. It's just one of those good bronzers. Rare Beauty is actually a very affordable brand, in my opinion, for higher end. So check it out if you haven't, because it's really, really good. My favorite cream blush is actually Super Shock as well. Not surprising. Can't get it open. What's up? Here we go. This one's a little dried out because I've had it for so long and I've used it so much, but this one is the Between the Sheets. I love the shade. Like, I knew I loved it because I chose it twice out of my collection, and the shade is just perfect. It's neutral. I got a new one of these not long ago because I did hit pan on this one and it was kind of getting a little bit drier, and I've had this for a little bit. So I did get a new one to kind of replace it. If I repurchase something, I really like it. So this is definitely one of my favorite cream blushes. I love it. It is perfect, beautiful, gorgeous, and I love that I can put these on top of or underneath the powder and it just looks beautiful. For high-end, I kind of have a theme on both sides here. For high-end cream liquid blush, I'm going with Rare Beauty. I can't even talk, sorry you guys, I'm just all tongue-tied today. But this is one of the minis that I got in a little collection, and it like lasts so long I've not had to repurchase yet. So this one is the shade Hope. I love this shade. It is so beautiful. It's a gorgeous like neutral pink, and it's just beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So one of the best purchases I've ever made. I have this one, I have like a peachy one, and then also like another like deeper pink, but this is one I reach for the most. It's the Hope shade. So very beautiful and very very pigmented. You only need a dot of it and it goes a long way. I don't reach for like cream highlights all that often, if ever really, but if you, I guess we're gonna call this a cream highlight, so I do reach for this really often. It's the ColourPop Super Shock, and it's the shade Wisp. This is the highlighter. I use this all the time. This is like my go-to highlighter. I don't use a lot of highlighters, so I've not actually hit pan on this one yet, but I've had this quite a while, and it's the shade Wisp. I don't know if I said that, but it's gorgeous on the skin. Absolutely gorgeous on the skin. It looks beautiful. I just tap my fingers in and then I tap it on. Let me just show you what I mean. I just tap it on. I've resisted the urge to swatch these things so far, but it is so beautiful, and I added on top of highlight I already had on. So yeah, but it goes on over powder so well, so you can wear it over powder, and I think that's probably why I go for it. But this is a beautiful shade. It kind of has like a pink undertone and it's golden, and I just love it. It's so pretty. This is one, if it dries up, I will repurchase because it's inexpensive and I love it and I use it so much. Again, I don't use like liquid or cream highlighters all that often, but when I do, it'll be Charlotte Tilbury. I love this one. I purchased this not this past year but the year before, and I've actually kept it because I don't use it all that often. But it's the Beauty Light one in Spotlight. I can barely read because I'm getting older and I need glasses. I'm just kidding. I have contacts in, so they should help, right? But this is so beautiful. It is so gorgeous on the skin. It is gorgeous on the skin. This is another one I can actually wear over powder, so that's another reason I reach for this one. But it's just so pretty. I just love the look of it. It just really looks so gorgeous. I love this. How many times in this video do I say gorgeous? Why don't y'all keep counting? Tell me. But it really is. I just love makeup, guys. I just love it. It's like my passion in life. So this is, if I'm gonna reach for a cream highlight, a liquid highlight, this will be the one. Now let's get into the category I use the most. The one that I go through the most products of is powder. I use so much powder, and people are like surprised at the amount of powder that I go through. But I have a lot. I have a lot, and I have a need for it as well. So for the like, I like to use a pressed powder to set under my eyes, and sometimes I even use it all over my face, depending on the day and the coverage and the foundation and all that good stuff. So my favorite pressed powder is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder. Love this. This is my first one that I started on, and obviously I've hit pan quite largely there. It's actually kind of broken apart on me, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's broken in there. So I did repurchase it. I have a backup ready to go. I think I've actually dipped into this on accident, not realizing what I was doing. But I love this powder. It's beautiful, and it's actually a dupe for the one I'm about to show you. But I love this. It's really good. It's beautiful and airbrush and flawless on the skin, and just great. So I find the NYX powder is a dupe for this one. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. I just said airbrush and flawless, did I not? And I really didn't mean to. It just came out. But this is the powder. I've hit pan on it. I've been trying to use it sparingly because I love it so much. It just looks beautiful under the eye. It's not heavy. That's another reason I like to use a pressed powder under the eye. It's not heavy under the eye. and it just looks gorgeous. So I love this one. I have the shade One Fair. That way it's a little bit brightening under the eye as well. So I love this. It's beautiful. And you can repurchase like the refills for this. Like this little insert will pop out and you can repurchase a refill. So I actually probably need one soon, but I'm gonna wait and, you know, use some of this other. But I love the powder. My favorite affordable setting powder at the moment would have to be e.l.f. Halo Glow. Obviously this is not anything new. It is just a powder that's been around for a while and it's stood the test of time for me. It's the light shade. I thought I had light, but I wanted to make sure. I actually want to try the light pink because everybody was obsessed with the light pink powder, or the pink powder's not light, but the pink powder's there for a while for under your eyes for brightening and stuff. So I just like to try it just to see. And because it's so affordable, I can do that and not feel guilty. But yes, I love e.l.f. e.l.f. is such a great brand. And you'll see a lot of the same brands in my favorites here just because I stick with what I know, stick with what I love, and there's a lot of good brands there. So I love this. It's so good. Anybody want to take a guess on what my favorite high-end powder is? I don't know what it would be. Huda Beauty. I love Huda. So I'm getting a little low on it. A little low, and I can't find it right now in this shade. I need a pound cake. And I can't find it, and I'm very sad about that. So hopefully very soon, either on Sephora or Huda Beauty's website, I will be able to find this setting powder, because if I have to go without it, I might just, I don't know what. Use e.l.f. Halo Glow, I guess. But this one is just that perfect setting powder that I go to all the time if I need to fix something, if it needs to, you know, be a little bit more airbrushed, more light, more, I don't know. It just, this makes my makeup look good all the time. Like I can count on this all the time. So this is my go-to powder. I love it. I guess Nakia Joy would be a close second as far as higher end goes, and I could always use that, but I prefer Huda all day, every day. This is my setting powder. So it's hard for me not to use this. Like if I'm trying to do something affordable or something like that, it's hard for me to go and deviate from this powder. So I love it so much. It is so beautiful. The shade is absolutely gorgeous, and I just don't know what else to say. It's just that beautiful. My favorite affordable bronzer from this year that I've almost hit pan on actually is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. I have the shade Light. I'm always light most of the time. I love this bronzer. I use it all the time. It is beautiful on the skin. It looks so perfect. It just really always does. Like I can count on this bronzer. So it's one that I'm definitely reaching for all the time. It is just beautiful. I don't know what else to say. It's just beautiful, and it's one that I find never lets me down either. It's always there for me when I need it. So it is so beautiful. I'm so glad I got this one, and this will definitely be repurchased if I go through it all, and that's saying something for me. It's saying a lot for me. And when I say I like a big bronzer, here you go. This one did not come out this past year, but it's one that I just kind of put in the back burner because I was like, I don't know if I like this, and I kind of just, you know, put it to the side because I thought it was too light. Not because of the formula, it was the shade. But I found that I love this shade. So it's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. I actually love the shade. It's beautiful. It is just one of the most beautiful bronzers that I've ever used. It blends beautifully, looks flawless on the skin. It's definitely not like an orangey bronzer. It's so good. I hate that I've like not used it, and it's actually expensive too. So I'm glad that I'm actually loving it now, whereas before it was kind of like a regret purchase because I felt like the shade was off. I don't know, maybe my skin's lighter than it was when I first tried it. I don't know, but I know that I love it right now. It is a go-to for me, and I just think it's absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I love it. My favorite affordable blush is probably the same as last year because I love this blush so much. It is called The Blush from Essence. It's in the shade Bespoke. I love this shade. It's like a warm bronzy shade. It is just one of those shades that like, it's a go-to shade. It's like an everyday shade for me. It's very like shimmery, and but not shimmery, like too much shimmer. It's really beautiful. So I love this very, very much. It's very inexpensive. I have another shade in this same formula, but this is definitely the one I reach for the most. I love the formula of it. Definitely worn and used, and I love it. Like, this is 99 times out of 100 what I choose. But that one time I don't, I'm usually choosing the Benefit Shelly blush. I got the mini in this just because it takes a lot for me to go through a blush, so there's no point in me having like the full size. And if I go through this, I can repurchase. But this was one of their newer shades they came out with this year, and I like warm shades, of course, because I'm just like, I like warm tones. Also like cool tones, but you know, that's another story. This shade is so beautiful though. Really no comparison between the two, so I can wear these on different occasions. One's a little bit deeper, and this one has no shimmer to it. It's a matte blush, and so it's a warm peachy matte. And then this one, it has a little bit of shimmer to it, so if I want some shimmer on my cheeks for my blush, I can go with this one. It's a little bit deeper. Very good quality in both. These blushes from Benefit are so good. I believe though that I paid $17 just for the mini. That's how expensive they are. They're good, I just don't know if they're that good. But yeah, I love this and I reach for it all the time, use it a lot. Highlight, we love some highlight around here. One of my absolute favorite affordable highlighters, Revlon Skin Lights. Love this highlighter. Used it quite a bit. It's very worn, like it had this impression in it, but it's also like a baked formula, so it's very hard to wear down as well. This is the shade Daybreak Glimmer. So beautiful in the skin. It's absolutely perfect in every way. This is one of those perfect highlights for just all occasions. So I could wear this with just about anything, and I love it so very much. Love the formula, love the everything about it, the shade, everything. So beautiful, and I love it. How many times can I say I love it? I don't know. My favorite highlighter, high-end, my favorite highlighter across the board, Jaclyn. Jaclyn Flurries is my highlighter. This is the one I go to. This is my highlighter for all occasions. This is the highlighter, the shade, the highlighter that I go to for just about every day. This is the one. I'll deviate from it from time to time, but for the most part, it's usually this that I'm grabbing. So I love this shade. I love the formula. I've used it time and time again and really worn it down, but still have quite a bit. It's a baked formula as well, so it's going to last me for a while, thankfully, because she doesn't make this shade anymore, so I'm sorry about that, but she has a lot of other great shades. I have the shade Iced and Mesmerized, and I love both of those, so either one of those would be a great choice as well. So love this highlighter, can't tell you enough, and if she would bring this back, I would be so overjoyed. So that way I know that if I ever run out of it, I can always get another. Let's talk about eyebrows for a minute, shall we? I'm very particular about my eyebrows. I'm very, like, I do the same thing over and over, and most of the time I'm using affordable products on my brows because I go through the products so quickly. So let's talk about the affordable products first. So my affordable brow pencil would be the micro brow pencil from NYX. Love this pencil, it's gorgeous. I use the shade Taupe. It's my go-to shade and I love it. It's just a perfect pencil and it's affordable, so if I go through it kind of quickly, I mean, I have multiples of this pencil because I do go through it quickly. It's just a good pencil, and like from the drugstore, there's nothing for me that tops it, so this is my favorite drugstore pencil. And there's a reason I'm doing all these before I go to the next. So I also have the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in Taupe. This is my go-to. This is the one that I use all the time. The one that I'm 99 times out of 100 going to be wearing. Maybe 95 times out of 100 because this other one I like too. But this is my go-to. I just love this. I was looking the other day just to see if Ulta had any alternatives that I might be interested in, but I just went back with this one. I was like, no, I want this. So I got another one of these because I'm almost out of this. And my favorite brow gel affordable is this one. Now this has the pencil on one side and then it has a brow gel on the other. I don't really care for the pencil, but this is the Oma by Sharon C 2-in-1 Brow Styler. I just like the gel on this. It is a small little brush, and it's perfect for the brows. If I put this in my brows, I know my brows are not going anywhere. They're gonna stay until I remove them. So it's perfect. I use the shade 2. And I get it at Walmart. I don't know if it's available because last time I was at Walmart I didn't see it, but I have seen it online, so I may need to get a couple online just to make sure that I don't run out because I love it that much. But it is so good. It is so beautiful. Again, this is what I use. These products are what I'm using most of the time, 95 times out of 100. But the off chance I'm not using those, I'm picking up my my brow blade from Urban Decay. This is like my first like brow pen that I fell in love with. It's just the best thing ever. So this I love because it's a 2-in-1. So if NYX could make a 2-in-1, I'd be so happy. But this is not actually my perfect shade, but it's the shade I have right now and the one I'm using because these are not super cheap. So but Cool Cookie is what I have right now, but the one that I love the most is Cafe Kitty. That's my favorite. So it has the pencil on one end, and so I can use the pencil and then go right into the pen on the other end and make my brow strokes, and love it. Just love it. It's perfect. I try to pick up these when they're on sale at Ulta or something like that. Just try to grab one so I have a backup, and I do have a backup of this, and it is Cafe Kitty actually, so I'm just trying to make it through this one before I open up Cafe Kitty. I love this. It's so good. And as of lately, I don't really have a lot of like high-end brow gels that I love, but this one I really liked, and I got it on sale, and I think it was like $5 or $6. It's the Huda Beauty Balm Brows. I love this brow gel. It is so gorgeous. It has some fibers in it, so it kind of gives me like a thicker look of the brows, and it's so pretty, so pretty. The only thing I don't like about it is it's a skinny wand, but I wish it was just a little bit shorter, just a little shorter, because I have very sparse eyebrows, so I'm working with next to nothing there. So I don't need a lot. That's why I like my Oma here, because it is so small and it's easy to get in there with it. So one of my favorites, but I do really like this. So if I'm gonna reach for an eyeliner, most of the time it's brown. I don't have brown on today, but most of the time it's brown. And my favorite eyeliner, the like brand of eyeliners that I'm reaching for here lately, is the Epic Wear liner stick from NYX. I have sharpened this and sharpened this. Like I have used probably a good third, maybe more, of this one. I have deepest brown. These are so creamy and beautiful. Like if you've not tried these, you're missing out because these are so good. So I love this liner. It's my go-to. My Revlon vinyl liner was like my go-to for a long time. These are creamier than that, and just the staying power is amazing. So definitely try a NYX Epic Wear liner stick if you get the chance. It's so good. And then I've had this for a little bit, but I'm still just like sparsely using it because I don't want to run out because I love it so much. It's the Victoria Beckham Satin Cajal liner. I love this. I don't want to have to repurchase because it is expensive. Not like breaking the bank expensive, but it's so expensive for an eyeliner. It was actually gifted to me, so I didn't purchase it, but I got hooked. It is beautiful. I have used at least half of it, at least. I would think maybe a little less than half, but a good portion. That's why I'm just trying to sparsely use it and keep it so that I have it for the next time. But I love this liner. It's so creamy, so smooth. Like, it is gorgeous. So gorgeous. I fell in love with this, and it has been a staple for me in my collection. So if you want to spend a little money on your eyeliners, get you one because you will not be sorry. As far as eyeliner, like liquid eyeliner, I don't wear a lot of that anymore. I usually will use, like what I've done today, I've used a shadow and just made my line with that. I find it easier for me. I find it is not as harsh, and it just looks a little bit better for myself. But if I'm going to reach for a liner, it'll probably be the NYX Epic Wear ink liner. I'm sorry, it's Epic ink liner. And so I have just the black in it, and it's beautiful, timeless. It goes on quickly. I like a pen. I don't like dip and draw, so pens are what I go for. This, if I'm going to use a liner that's going to be affordable, it'll be this one. Just really good. And then my higher end favorite this year has been the Rare Beauty. It is, what's the name of it? perfect strokes. It is matte. It is gorgeous. It's actually not a felt tip, which is what I prefer. But it is so beautiful that it glides on beautifully. It is black, as black can be. So if I'm going for a liquid liner that's higher end, it would be Rare Beauty. Mascara. Let me tell you how good my mascaras are. I have a whole drawer full right there, right in front of me. And I have these 2 mascaras that I keep in my purse most of the time or in my car. I think I have makeup on me. I have a very bad habit of keeping my mascaras in the car. It like got down to freezing here, and I had one of my favorite mascaras in the car, and I saved it. And I'm so glad I did, and I'll show you what it is. This is an oldie but a goodie. The L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. This is by far my favorite mascara right now. This is the one I reach for the most. This is the one I just got out of my purse to show you because that's how good it is. It's very thin, very, very thin, and it's just gorgeous. Like, I just need one coat of this and swipe it on, and it's good. So this is such a good mascara, such a good mascara. So I just have Blackest Black. It is beautiful, timeless. One of those mascaras that I hope they never get rid of. I saw that they just had like a new version come out, and I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I want to try it just to try it. So love this, love it, love it. High-end favorite. I have my actual like bigger tube in my car right now, and I didn't want to go get it because it's cold outside. So I have my smaller tube, which is Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. I love this. This is so good. This one is actually almost dried up, so I need to probably get rid of it. I've had it way longer than I should have, but it looks like that. It's so pretty and gorgeous on the eyes. Yeah, I just love this. It's a great, great mascara. I can't say enough good things about it, and this is one I reach for time and time again. And this actual small one was in my purse as well, but I've had the big one in my car, and I might pay for that as well. But this is the one I had in my car that I saved, and what I did, it was like frozen, like truly frozen. It took everything I had to get it out, and so what I did was I just warmed it up with body heat, if you know what I'm talking about, ladies, and left it there for a while, and when I pulled it out, it was ready to use, and it was perfect. So if you ever have that issue, if you ever leave your mascara in your car, there's your way to fix it. Let's do lips and we'll be done. Okay, so lip liners. This has not changed. Juvia's Place, their lip liners are the best. They are so good. I have Sweet Nothing. This is such a pretty lip liner. I'll show you the shade on this one. This is the one I use the most, Sweet Nothing. It is gorgeous. I have used this so many times. This is how much is left, like little to none, and I cannot say enough good things. I like this so much. I accidentally purchased 2 of these because of the shade. Love it. My favorite higher end is the Natasha Denona Natasha lip liner. It's a bit creamier, but still so beautiful. Very similar in shade. I love these lip liners. Natasha makes wonderful lip liners, and the Natasha shade is just one I've used a lot, and I had to get it out of my purse. I've had it in my purse, so if it's in my purse, that's like top shelf for me. Affordable lipstick. This is not a lipstick, okay, but I chose a liquid lipstick on purpose. But this is the Vinyl Ink from Maybelline in the shade Peachy. I love this stuff. It goes on to where you have a sheen, and then, you know, it just stays. It stays forever. So I love this. This has been in my purse as well. Just got it out. My favorite lipstick high end is Natasha from Natasha Denona. I know you guys are probably sick of me saying all this, but I love Natasha's stuff. But it's so pretty, gorgeous, timeless. Another one of my favorite words. My favorite glosses are Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I love this. The shade Sun. This is my favorite one. They smell so good. They smell like vanilla cupcake or something. But I love these lifter glosses. They're so good. I have like 3 different ones. But this is my favorite shade. The shade Sun is my lightest shade, but it also has a little bit of warmth to it. So pretty. And my favorite high-end gloss, I actually chose something different than Natasha. Didn't choose the Natasha. I chose the same one probably as last year. The Lawless Forget the Filler. This is so pretty. It's a little bit thicker and stickier, but it's so pretty. So pretty. So if you've not tried it, definitely give it a shot. The doe foot on it is very unique in my opinion, and it's just pretty. I have some of the little like gift sets from them as well, but the original Rosy Outlook is probably my favorite. That's the one I like the most. So I like it very, very much. One last thing, the thing I probably forget the most, setting spray, but here are my favorite setting sprays I've used this year. This one's almost out. Milani Make It Last, the original. This is so good. I've used it quite a bit. I love this. It's so good. I got the matte one, didn't like the matte as much. I like this one. So it's just a beautiful finishing spray, and it just makes everything last and look beautiful. My absolute favorite setting spray though, Charlotte Tilbury. I got 2 of these and I used the first one all up. Here's number 2 that's almost gone. I love this stuff. It's gold, liquid gold. So I'm gonna have to repurchase. Yeah, it's that good. I'm gonna repurchase this. So and of course all of her stuff is outrageously priced, but it's that good that I will rebuy it. But it's so it just makes your makeup stay. Like my makeup would look like this that I just did all day long. All day long. It's that good. There are my 2022 favorites. Tell me what yours were. High-end, drugstore, whatever. Let me know. What are your favorites? I love makeup, so I love to talk about it. Tell me about your favorites. Let me know. I have a full face of high-end favorites and a full face of affordable favorites coming soon, so keep out for that. And I am so excited for 2023 and more new drugstore, more new releases in general, more new makeup releases. I love makeup. I just love it. It just makes me happy, and it's perfect in all the right ways. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so very much. I'm not trying to rush through this, but I know it's going to be a longer video, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Hope you're staying safe, happy, and healthy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.